Vectra, Vectra, Vectra. We love Vectra.
We're the Vectra twins.
We're the Vectra twins. They even sent us shirts. Let's say that about none of our other vendors have ever sent us shirts.
They sent us t-shirts, ratty t-shirts.
Yeah, these are nice. Today we're going to show you, this is the second in a series of shows we've done on this incredible, this gym is assembled and is in the corner, and it takes 48 by, or 50 by 50 inches, something like that.
That's
it's
basically 4 foot square.
And it's real equipment, and it's real movements like you do in a health club. It's warranted for a health club. Brian, you talk. I'm going to do what I'm going to be doing while Brian's talking something. I'm going to go through the leg movements. I'm going to start with leg extension.
Okay. While he's doing leg extensions and leg curls, and he's going to move into squats, I'll tell you a little bit more about Vectra. They're a good example of the old saying of the devil's in the details. One of the things that is probably one of the most critical mechanical aspects of a home gym, and you can't even really see it on the Vectra, but inside this column, we've got guide rods. Our weights slide up and down on the guide rods. Everybody in the free world buys their guide rods from the same people. Chrome guide rods, no real big deal. Put your weight stack on, lubricate them monthly, everything works nice and smooth. Well, as like, typical Vectra...
I feel like Vanna White.
You are Vanna White.
I am Vanna White.
That wasn't good enough for Vectra. They sought out a better way. So what they have is what are called linear, ground, and polished stainless steel guide rods. Basically, it means they are super slick. They're so slick, they never require lubrication. If you lubricate them, you make a mistake. We actually have to clean the lubricant back off. They are that smooth and that well designed. But it's just a shining example of a company that will go to the nth degree to make something work perfectly.
The engineering's phenomenal.
Will not settle for second best.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this out. This is so easy. Give me this camera again. I want to show you this. There's a little thing here. This is how fast this goes on. Put it in like this, little hooks. It's on.
Well, if it makes you feel better, every human I've ever seen with a Vectra had to figure it out the first time.
I really wanted to make that much harder.
Way too simple.
And then you can adjust this all the way up to here. It details, people. I like details. This is a no-skid plate on the bottom here. I've got the weight real light.
All right, now he can also take his left hand while he's in squat position and lower on down to do a full squat.
And it's a natural squat too, by the way, boys and girls. That's a very natural squat.
Now I'm going to come around and give him a hand here.
The exercise I never do.
That's right. You can see the size of his bulging calf.
Yeah.
You know why he never does it.
Calf raise.
Calf raise. Something else you can't do in the traditional home gym.
We can't say enough about the engineering that went into this machine.
Well, you can clearly tell it was engineered by someone who likes to work out.
Yeah.
And who was most, I remember back when these guys came out, how frustrating it was, the home gyms that we had access to.
Right.
Most of them were horrible. They really were, and that was the good ones.
Yep, because you had to change the cable and do this. And people will come in and go, I don't want to be changing cables, because they still remember those initial ones from, well, it's been 20 years now.
That's 2 decades. Back when the Giants roamed the earth.
We've been doing this for a long time. Let's say this too, because we didn't say it on the earlier stage. Let's brag on ourselves a little bit. When you buy from Fitness Pro, you're also buying, between the two of us, 40-something years of experience in this equipment.
Absolutely.
You're also buying local service.
Most importantly.
A lot of the times, it'll be, we're not real proud of this fact, but a lot of times it's Brian and I that actually come set up the equipment.
Well, Vectra is a great, that brings up another great Vectra point. I love Jason, my best friend in the whole world, but he's not the ace install guy that I lay awake dreaming at night about.
I'm not mechanical.
But on a Vectra, he's all I need.
Yeah.
Every Vectra product is fully assembled at the factory to make sure everything works. And then it's taken all back apart and put in boxes and shipped to us. So I never get 90 miles away and go, crap, it doesn't work.
Right.
Ever.
All made in USA. Right. All parts made in USA. They assemble it. I want to make that point, because when he told me this, it was one of those aha moments. They manufacture it, they put the thing together, take it back apart, and then pack it up.
And make sure we're clear. They're not pulling 1 out of 100 off an assembly line. They assemble every single product, period.
Can't say enough about Vectra, but we're going to say more because we're going to do this in another segment next week.
Several more segments.
I love this product.